Look at the name of India after independence. Till now, what we have learned, how we got independence, what all struggles we have to go through, what is the stand of all those national leaders, and what is their ultimate aim, and how they achieved during their journey of protest and struggles. So, that to get a independence is a struggle, isn't it? Now, to maintain that independence and to run a new independent country is a different struggle. It's a new struggle for all of us, isn't it? Because still now we are following the rules made by the British government. We are just obeying their orders. But now, as an independent country, there are so many challenges that we have to face. The first most important to administer the country, to set up new laws. So that is the biggest challenge. Then along with that, the development throughout the country. Development means building roads, giving access of water to everyone, supplying electricity, providing education, healthcare, all these things. They are having a great challenge. आतापर्यंत आपण स्वतः काही करत नव्हतो ना, आपण फक्त ब्रिटिशांना फॉलो करत होतो. पण आता we are an independent country. Now all the things are in our control. So how to administer it properly and how to come over all these challenges. Huh? So that all we are going to learn it. So in previously we have learned about the major event, that is partition of India and Pakistan. But here in this lesson, we will be talking only about the challenges of India. That is why India after independence. Okay. Now here we will cut off our story of partition of India and Pakistan. We will now only focus on the development of India and their challenges. Okay. So today we are going to read till the page number 161. Okay. So first we will read out the content from the textbook as usual. Then I will be explaining you the PPTs. Okay. So in the textbook, a new and divided nation. When India became independent in August 1947, it faced a series of very great challenges. As a result of partition, 8 million refugees had come into the country from what was now Pakistan. म्हणजे दोन्हीकडनं असं झालं की तिकडचेही काही लोक इकडे आले आणि इकडचेही काही लोक तिकडे गेले. सो अराउंड 8 million refugees had come into the country from what was now Pakistan. These people had to be found homes and jobs. Then there was problem of the princely states, almost 500 of them, each ruled by a Maharaja or a Nawab, each of whom had to be persuaded to join the new nation. The problems of the refugees and of the princely states had to be addressed immediately. In the longer term, the new nation had to adopt a political system that would best serve the hopes and expectations of its population. Now, here, what they are talking about two major challenges immediately after the independence. It is about the refugees. Huh? So, to give them jobs, to give them homes, that is first challenge. Second, about the princely states to accommodate as a united nation. Princely states म्हणजे जसं पूर्वी आपण त्याला संस्थान म्हणायचो. तुम्ही संस्थान हे नाव कधी ऐकलं असेल. सो इट इज बिलॉंगिंग टू वन दॅट लोकल रुलर. ही इज द रुलर ऑफ हिज province. So all these states which are under his control but still not as a part of India as a nation, they are still different. Those are all princely states, we are calling them. These are the problems which are discussed in the first paragraph of the lesson. So accommodating those princely states in the nation, united nation or independent nation. Then next is about the refugees, then about their homes and jobs. So this they have talked over here. See, look at the crowd gathered on the first flag hosting after independence. So this large crowd gathered there at the Red Fort for the hosting of flag. Hmm? So that is there in the picture. Now India's population in 1947 was large, almost 345 million. म्हणजे जवळजवळ आपलं तेव्हा पॉप्युलेशन होतं 35 करोडच्या आसपास इन 1947. आता आपलं आहे जवळजवळ 125 कोटी. करेक्ट. It also divided. There were divisions between high caste and low caste, between the majority Hindu community and Indians who practiced other faiths. The citizens of this vast land spoke many different languages, wore many different kinds of dress, ate different kinds of food, and practiced different professions. How could they be made to live together in one nation state? आता one nation state ही जी concept आहे, you have to get it clear over here because we are now independent. We have to accommodate all those different states, and where in a country where there is a diversity of culture, religion, caste, food, your dressery, dressing up styles, everything. So this is additional challenge. Got it? So to live together unitedly in one nation state, this is the problem they are talking here. And at that time also population was very large, which is around 35 crores population at that time. To the problem of unity was added the problem of development. तर आता किती प्रॉब्लेम आतापर्यंत आपण डिस्कस केले इंडिया आफ्टर इंडिपेंडन्स? हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड the problems? This is the fourth one we are discussing. Correct. It is about development. So first we talked about the refugees, giving them homes and jobs, then accommodating princely states, then maintaining the unity, and the fourth one we are talking here about development. So if you want, you can underline these words, so you will, it will be helpful for you to make the answers, to write down the answers or to elaborate it from your end only. You can then elaborate it if you understood. So all these four words, or you want to note down in your notebook, you can note down. To the problem of unity was added the problem of development. At independence, the vast majority of Indians lived in the villages. Farmers and peasants depended on the monsoon for their survival. So did the non farm sector of the rural economy. For if the crops failed, barbers, carpenters, weavers, and other service groups would not get paid for their services either. म्हणजे एका मान्सूनवर हे सगळं अवलंबून होतं. तर आणखीन जे काही ऑक्युपेशन्स होती इन विलेजेस मोस्टली, बिकॉज द क्राऊड वॉज मोस्टली concentrated in villages at that time, because it is our nation is agricultural based activity nation. Correct. So it is mostly of farmers and peasants, but along with that the group of people or the group of uh, these occupants, those are barbers, then carpenters, weavers, they also get suffered because of there is no this thing, rain, monsoon season. So that is another problem. In the cities, factory workers lived in crowded slums with little access to education or healthcare. Clearly, the new nation had to lift its masses out of poverty by increasing the power of agriculture and by promoting new job creating industries. तर सगळ्यात बेसिक कशावर आपल्याला फोकस करायचं होतं? तर डेव्हलपमेंटवर. अँड टू गेट रीड मीन्स टू control this poverty, or to bring under control, or to give the opportunity to those people who are living in poverty. So how we can provide them all these facilities? By giving them good health care, good education, setting up different industries so they will get employed. So these all things now we have to think about. Okay. Unity and development had to go hand in hand. Now if anyone can elaborate this sentence which I'm highlighting, have you understood the meaning? Basically, unity and development had to go hand in hand. Do you understand the meaning of this sentence? Means we cannot ignore any group of people. We have to accommodate all the group of peoples, no matter what religion, caste he is, whether he is living in villages or urban areas or in cities, no matter. So that is why they are saying unity and development had to go hand in hand. So means opportunity should be given to each individual. Correct? It means that both had to work parallelly and efficiently. That is okay, but Shubham, it is not exactly correct. What the meaning suggests over here is, as they have said us earlier, that it is a diverse country. So we have to maintain the unity and development together. आपण युनिटी किंवा एका मेजॉरिटी ग्रुपला किंवा एका मायनॉरिटी कोणाला इग्नोर केलं, सो दॅट वुड नॉट बी गुड फॉर दॅट कंट्री टू डेव्हलप, because we should give the opportunity to everyone so that they want to stay over here, and that way only we could be a prosperous country and we could be a developed country. If the divisions between different sections of India were not healed, they could result in violent and costly conflicts, high caste fighting with low caste, Hindus with Muslims, and so on. So, have you understood the meaning of that sentence now? At the same time, if the fruits of economic development did not reach the broad masses of the population, it could create fresh division, for example, between the rich and the poor, between the cities and the countryside, between regions of India that were prosperous and regions that lagged behind. Actually, to be frank, what is the scenario till date? We have not yet achieved. Correct? Means now we have celebrated our 74th Independence Day. So, means we are independent since 74 years. We are trying, but still we have not achieved. So that is why we are still a developing nation. We are not developed nation. Correct? Because whatever they are highlighted or means said over here, we have not yet achieved. There are conflicts between religious group is going on. There are poor who are not getting the opportunity towards education, healthcare, jobs. So there are economic developments which are not reached till the uh, many rural places. It is not yet reached. Means basic facilities like water, electricity, roads is not yet provided in many villages. So still we are in a process. That is why we are a developing nation. Okay. So that is the reason why there is a conflict between, sometimes there is a conflict between religious groups and all. So this is what we have to learn today. So based on this, we will have a look in the PPT now. India after independence, a new and divided nation. A new and divided nation. For the first time in human history, the population of Indian subcontinent was now free to decide what it wanted for itself. Now, are we free to decide what we want for ourselves? Yes. We have to realize that until 1947, the people of this region were fragmented as hundreds and hundreds of kingdoms. म्हणजे अखंड नेशन नव्हतं ना आपलं ते. इट इज नॉट अ वन नेशन स्टेट. It was divided. Those are divided into princely states. Huh? The people had never really thought of themselves as one country. Suddenly, the population was at a stage where it had to unite as a nation. Well, it didn't start off well. का ह्याचं उदाहरण काय आहे? पार्टिशन, की जिकडे रेफ्युजीज इकडनं तिकडे जात होते आणि खूप दंगे झाले, खूप लोकांना मारलं गेलं. सो दॅट इज वाय इट इज सेल दॅट वेल इट डिडंट स्टार्ट ऑफ वेल. हा, बिकॉज the first step towards the unification was division of the region into two countries, India and Pakistan, known to us as partition. So this is the one thing. The partition first mass migration of Hindus to India and Muslims to Pakistan. This was a period of terrible problems for everybody. There were riots. Many people died, many families were separated, women faced brutalities, and property was damaged beyond recovery. म्हणजे इतक्या प्रकारचं नुकसान झालं during all these clashes and riots. The immediate problem that politician who took over the country from the British फेस्ड वेअर. आता जे सगळे लीडर्स होते ज्यांनी काँग्रेस फॉर्म केली होती अँड हू ऑल वेअर ऑल दोज फ्रीडम फायटर्स हू वेअर पार्ट ऑफ नाव अ न्यू गव्हर्नमेंट. So what is their first problem? Accommodating 80 lakh refugees from Pakistan. So this is the first challenge. Convincing Maharajas and Nawabs over 500 princely states to join India. कारण आता त्यांना कन्व्हिन्स करणं पण एक मोठं टास्क आहे. Because they are having their own territory on which they are ruling since. They are governing since. They are having their own policies. But now to come under the one nation, it is difficult for them because they might lose their authority. They might lose a power or control over their own states. So that is why to convincing these Maharajas and Nawabs over princely 500 princely states to join India was a additional challenge. In addition, interest of 34 crore people had to be considered while deciding the laws of India. Because why it is to be considered? In addition, interest of 34 crore people had to be considered. Why it is so? कारण इतकी डायव्हर्स कंट्री आहे आपली. These 34 crore people were not of one type. They were divided into so many ways. People were varied based on religion. Within each religion, sects and caste with different belief system. There are different languages, dressing styles, food, wealth or lack of wealth, that is rich or poor. So these are different means these are the diversity factors. So to treat them equally and to make laws which will be supporting to everyone or favoring to everyone, considering everyone, to make such constitution was a big task or big challenge. Then education or lack of education, that is educated or illiterate. So this is also the one which is people are varied on. Isn't it hard to make laws that are same for everyone when the people themselves are so very different? Have you understood this sentence? Have you understood? To add to the problems, the nation wasn't developed either. Most of the population was occupied in agriculture, which depended on seasons. And at that time, technology was also not developed. It is all these agricultural activities all are happening as a just on small piece of land. You have read na in industries, subsistence farming, primitive subsistence farming, intensive farming. You have read all this in agriculture in geography. Hmm? So at that time it is only the means subsistence farming. Only they are having a small pieces of land on which they could grow crops which is fulfilling their own needs. But now as a nation we have to think for the whole country. So that is again problem. The population not directly dependent on farming, such as carpenters, weavers, etc., would face the brunt of nature indirectly as they could be paid if farmers didn't earn incomes. सो फार्मर्सना इन्कम नाही मिळालं तर ह्यांचे पण सगळे धंदे चालणार नाहीत. कार्पेंटर आहेत, बार्बर्स आहेत, शू मेकर्स आहेत, देन स्मॉल शॉप ओनर्स आहेत. सो ऑल दे विल ऑल्सो सफर. The unskilled factory workers in cities were crammed for space and didn't earn nearly enough to sustain themselves. So, this is the problem for the city based factory workers. They are living in crowded slum areas and there are no such industries so that everyone could get a job. Faced with these three varied types of problems, the new nation first needed to get its people out of poverty. This had to be done while striking a balance between unity and development. A balance had to be struck all at once between all the different groups of people that were in the newly formed India.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.